JJ from Lakshy Trading. Welcome again to another week's analysis on Bitcoin, gold, and euro dollar. This is for educational purposes. Please do read the disclaimer, non-risk disclosure. Let's get into it. Right, Bitcoin. Again, last week we spoke about this range here, the 600 and the 550 range, and it's been just trading in that range. I'm not sure for how long, but if we zoom in a little bit, I would look to buy here on the 650 is a good area. 550 and 560. I think the dust is starting to settle after this hack, as we spoke about last week, and that could also be a potential sell-off zone. Looking at where it could go, if you just zoom out a little bit. Come on. There we go. Let me just draw on the Fibonacci. Well, we did draw in the Fibonacci's, but let's do that again. If we take Fibonacci, where's the lowest? This is a good area. Okay. It could come back down here on the 38.2 or the 50.6, which is this zone here. Now, like I said to you with Fibonacci's, you can make it fit. So let's try and do that. Come on. It's not always a good idea to do it like that. I mean, there's no point to force it to fit, but if you can see, yeah, more or less. So it could come down to the 50 range. I don't hope for it unless I have a lot of cash lying around. Then I might as well just buy in that zone again. But I think everyone that has Bitcoins at the moment, we're all looking for the 700 would be a nice area, 734. But at the moment we are trading in this range here. I'm just going to delete this Fibonacci. Zoom in again. So this is our range here. We would look for some bullish action to go to the upside. If there's some strong bullish evidence that the price would move up, then yes, it's a good time to entry. Moving on to gold. Right, again, price action. Price hasn't been in this area for a long time. I mean, if you look to the left, I mean, there's nothing happening here for a long time in this price range. It didn't really. I don't know. The 23.6 seems like a good area. If you take the recent low to the recent high. Let me just see if I go. Yes, that's it. Yeah. I think we might look at the 23.6. That's a good area, but my main focus is the 50 and the 61. This is area here. If we can move down to this area, then I would definitely look for an entry on gold. You can also see it's been in a downtrend. We discussed that last week as well. There was a down channel happening here. There's the next channel. I mean, it broke about in this area. It broke above, pardon me, and it's been trading up. And let me just see something else. Sorry, I just want to delete another thing that I'm spotting now that we might want to consider. If we look at this channel, is this a channel or is it not? Right, now that's interesting. So this could be the bottom of the trend line, so it might even move up more. Let me just see if I take the Fibonacci extension. Right. So if it does, if this is holding the trend line, right, it could move to this area here, the 21.3, right, which is, let's look to the left. Has price been in that range? So here, and if you look at this area here, right, it's very close. That's a great zone. So this could also be the the bottom of the trend line, and it might move up again. But on the size of there, I would think, well, if you want to enter there, if you want to go along there, it's okay, you can do that, but just have some good money management and risk management. I mean, that's the key thing to trading. I mean, you could look at charts, and there's no holy grail, but money management and risk management. I have not actually talked about this. It's the most critical thing. You cannot control the market, but you can control your risk. You can manage your money. If you take baby steps at a time, then yes, you could be profitable. Forex is not a get rich quick scheme. I mean, if you want to get rich quick, I would suggest go to the casino. So risk management is the most important thing. Money management and risk management. Anyways, there's a little bit of money management and risk management. Maybe I should do a video about that sometime. Let's look at the euro dollar. Let me just zoom out on this. Just want to delete this. So where we are. Right. So if you look to this is the recent high, right? Price hasn't been there for a while. It moved down. Now, if we look at the reason why it moved down to this area, Fibonacci, 61, and the 50, the 61 and the 50 moved down, went straight back up a little bit. It didn't quite get back to the 147 area. It didn't quite make it. I'm not sure what is the fundamentals behind it, if there is any fundamentals. I'm sure there is. Let me just delete that. So let's see the recent high, which is this area here, to the recent low. Okay, so it moved down and bam. All right, so look at this now. So that's the recent high and this is the recent low. Okay, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Just go to the end. So that was the recent high and this was the recent low. Price moved down. Yeah, there was some up and down movement, but okay. So we get to this 1.09 range and it started moving up. There is some, it's not very clear bearish action going on there, but some, right? But if you look at the Fibonacci, it's on the 61.8 and it's just moving down again. So I mean, I don't know how far it will go down. It might come back all the way down to the zero. But I just wanted to emphasize on Fibonacci's. If you look at it and if you draw these Fibonacci's right, bam, every time it tells a story. And this Fibonacci basically becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because a lot of traders use it. So, and if they draw it in the right manner and everyone looks at it kind of like the same area, maybe not an exact price, but at the same zone or area, if you will, then it becomes, again, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I love Fibonacci's. I love it a lot. Anyway, so that's it for the charts. Another thing I'm adding to this reviews or an analysis is a bit of news going on. So we have a Lakshy Trading Facebook page. You can follow us on Steam, YouTube, Google, and Facebook. We don't have any likes yet. Maybe one like. There we go. Now I have one like. Pardon me. Through the week, there's a lot of news coming out. So I always read on the news and then I post it here. It's just something that grabs my attention. I will just post it back to the Facebook page. And it's mainly to do with cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if we scroll down, if there's one thing you're reading today or you want to read this article. Bitcoin is awesome. 3 key advantages of Bitcoin versus traditional investments. I can go on with, pardon me, I can go on and why it's investment. For me personally, it's because of the liquidity of it, or the liquid form, if you will, is that you can invest in something, and if things go south, you can get out of it quickly. You can move it quickly. You can't do that with property. You can buy a house and yeah, the house might be worth a couple of million, but you can't just sell the house. So for people saying, well, I'm buying a house and I'm invested for that's a good, it might be a good investment. But it's not always necessary. I mean, I know of areas where people bought, and that's where they're going to retire, and then that area just became so bad that they can't even get that value back, right? Bitcoin is different. You can, I mean, if you take stocks, for example, you need to go through a broker, and they actually talk about this. You need to go through a broker. It's expensive. There's brokerage fees and commissions and all of that. Yes, Bitcoin also has their fees if you go through an exchange or if you use a peer-to-peer exchange, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, if I want to sell you a Bitcoin and you're willing to buy from me, then we can do it at zero fees. The only fee that we'll pay is the blockchain, or depending on the wallet provider if they have a fee. It's a great. For me personally, this is one of the best things since sliced bread. All right. So the next post is could the Bitcoin Lightning Network solve the blockchain scalability? this is a good read. Basically, from what I understand from this is that instead of sending every transaction to the block to get confirmed, we just need one confirmation, and then we do, I don't know if credit note is the right word for it, but it's two parties and you have an intermediary stepping in, and there's a nice little write-up about it. I think if you follow this link, it will take you to that. In layman's term, read that. It's also very, very interesting, and it's exciting. It's exciting news for the Bitcoin community. Then, this, I'm not too sure on the technical details of it, how a cryptographer named after Harry Potter's arch enemy is helping solving Bitcoin's biggest problem. What he is suggesting is that instead of looking at the whole block or downloading the whole blockchain and looking at all the history transactions, it's to look at the current most and the current transactions, I suppose that is what saying. I'm not a cryptographer, so but a lot of people have taken notice about it, how to make the Bitcoin network faster, because this block is just getting bigger and bigger, and it could be problematic in the long run for the core developers, how to scale out or how to make it lightweighted, if you will. That's also a good read. This is regarding Steam. Time will tell, I suppose, but bear in mind we have Steam clean in place now. Now, Steam, when they launched, it's a social media platform based on blockchain technology. Good writers get paid for their work if they get upvoted, and you as a voter also could earn. Now, they have three, like I said, they have three currencies or 3 units that you need: Steam Power, Steam Dollar, and Steam. Steam is the cryptocurrency. Steam Power is, I don't want to go too much into Steam, but Steam is basically your voting rights, and then the Steam Dollar is your earnings, and they have interest. You have your Steam Power earn 90% interest on every coin that's mined, and Steam Dollars earn 10%. But with Steam Power, you cannot sell for 2 years. Once you converted your Steam to Steam Power, you got to hold it for 2 years. It's just so that not everyone dumps it. Now, basically what they're saying is Steam and Ethereum Classic fad can be over as newcomers enter the scene. There's always competition is good, I suppose. I mean, I like Steam. I love Steam. I like what the guys are doing. They're really trying to, they've created something different. I mean, if you look at Facebook, for every like, you're not getting rewarded for it. Steam went one step further and said, well, if you're a good writer, why can't you earn from it? This is a great article to read as well. They are a bit concerned about Steam and Ethereum, the value dropping. It has been dropping. Steam is, when it started trading at $4, and now it was dropping down less than $1. That's the market. It moves up and down. It happens. I don't think they're gonna close down because of that. So I won't be. But like I said, we have Steam clean now. A group of people that's skipping all the spam and rubbish off Steam. Very good news. This is good. The Vault, could this technical fix blockchain block Bitcoin hackers? Basically, what these guys are suggesting is that instead of putting a time lag on or latency on the transaction, so you keep your Bitcoins in a vault, right? And if you want to use Bitcoins from that vault, there's a time latency on it. Now, I don't know what that could be, an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, before it gets sent to the network. If your Bitcoins are hacked, or if the exchange uses this and they see that their platform has been compromised or there's a security breach, they can then, because they have a key, they generate you a key for you to reverse the transaction. It's not really reversing the transaction because it's not been sent to the block yet. So they can revoke that transaction and will not be sent. The Bitfinex hack, if this technology was in place, it could have prevented that $120,000 Bitcoins being stolen. There is some problems here. It's not just something that they can just implement in the Bitcore. If what I'm saying here, so I agree with this. The Bitcoin core developers cannot ignore this if they want Bitcoin to get a global thumbs up from governments and financial institutions. They cannot just push this aside and say, "Oh, well, it's not really our department." You're the core developers, and if this is in the best interest of Bitcoin or any blockchain technology, So they can't just say, well, they can't ignore it. The bottom is they cannot ignore it. They need to look at this and make it work. This will take Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for that to the next level. This is exciting. World's first Bitcoin-based oil market launched. Now, if you can sell your oil in Bitcoins, what do you think the value of Bitcoins will be? We all need oil. That's our world runs on oil. You know, every look around you, everything is based on oil. So if we can start, if oil companies or what's the right word? I don't know if you call it oilers or miners. If they start accepting oil, then yeah, I see good things for Bitcoin. Can't remember this read. It's too long back. Here's the little thing about the Rothschilds moving out of the dollar and into gold and other currencies. It's quite interesting. Rothschild jumps US dollar for gold and other currencies. Other currencies, they're asking, could it be Bitcoin? Well, look, I don't think so. I mean, it's good that if the Rothschilds are moving out of the dollar and going for gold, if we're looking back at the chart, is that I said I'm very bullish on gold. And this is one of the reasons. I mean, if the Rothschilds do something, take note. That's I don't think everyone really understands the power of this family. But regarding Bitcoin, I mean, they've mentioned one thing in this article. I mean, the Rothschilds could buy out Donald Trump without even noticing the transaction. That's how wealthy they are. So there's just not enough Bitcoins available for them to buy. Eventually, you know, so even if they want to move in, it's not really worth their time and effort. Yeah, they might buy a little bit. Okay, I'll buy $1 billion worth or $2 or $3 billion. I mean, the Bitcoin market cap is only $9 billion. So how much of their wealth can they store in Bitcoin? That's the bottom line. But the point is that it is they are looking into gold. That's the news anyways. Peeps, thank you very much again for watching this video. Go and read on Steam. Give it a vote up. I really appreciate it. Like the Facebook page, Lakshy Trading. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. There's also a Google Plus page. If you got any suggestions, feel free to send us a message, comments. And until next week, take care of your coins and